Forward.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Welcome to the show. This is our first official episode, episode 1. Last week, like we kept stressing, that was a test run episode. Just testing. We dubbed it episode 0, and in fact, yeah, we even have our official name now. Our show is going to be called the PSBS, which is the PlayStation Bull Session, which we'll be naming our show for the weeks going forward. So that's what we're going to see in the video, and we're going to try to keep these weekly. Our goal is to record on Wednesday nights and upload for Thursday. So, if you see some gap in the news, like some big news, like that's why, if we record on Wednesday and Thursday morning, whatever. So give you an idea of what we're doing. But for this week, we do have some news items. Nothing groundbreaking or shattering news was this week, but we have a few interesting things I kind of want to discuss here. Okay. So first thing I have listed, last week a new Friday the 13th game was announced.
This is cool.
For development. Yeah, I'm interested in this idea because I love horror movies and horror games, and the idea of them doing a Friday the 13th game sounds cool, but it's still a movie tie-in game.
Oh, that's what they have said. It's going to be a movie tie-in game.
So, it's basically what it is. They said release date is expected October, and there's supposed to be a new movie in November, so it is kind of tying in with the movie a bit as far as release. And
there is no stated developer yet.
So, no state developer. All I have listed was a experienced developer. We'll see.
I don't know. We haven't seen too many movie games anymore. Those are kind of dying. We've been seeing movie games on iOS platforms because they're much cheaper, and they do, quite frankly, sell a lot more. But Amazing Spider-Man 2 last year, though, as bad as that game was, it did sell quite a bit last year.
Yeah. It's not like even this is going to be like a full $60 retail game. This is just going to be like a little $20 at the most, probably downloadable game. That's what it sounds like.
That's what we think, but we're not sure.
That's what they described. But they described it as an online multiplayer where one player will be Jason and the other 4 or whatever will be like just a teenager he's trying to kill.
So it's something like Evolve.
Yeah, kind of like Evolve, monster versus people.
Which is going to be an intriguing concept.
So, yeah. It'd be interesting to see. We're getting a slew of other horror games this year. Evolve's kind of a horror game in a way because of the monster. Until Dawn, that's obviously a horror game. It's very horror movie-esque. I think there's another horror game coming out this year. Was it? Didn't you tell me about it? Not Splatterhouse, Murder House or Murder Camp, something like that?
I don't know. I'm not really sure on the name though, but there's a couple others, but they're just zombie related, and quite frankly, they're just more on the comedic route. Dead Island 2 and Dying Light soon.
I'm talking more like the horror outside of zombies. Like zombies has kind of become its own like subgenre of gaming where it's not even like a horror anymore. It's just it's a zombie game. You don't think it's a horror game.
Yeah.
But this would be. It's interesting to see. I'm cautiously optimistic.
It could be good.
90% of movie games are bad, but for every like 9 terrible movie games we do get that one good movie game that like really stands out. We've had examples of that before. Like a big one kind of recently I remember was X-Men Origins Wolverine Uncaged Edition for PS3. I remember how much fun that game was, and it's one of those movie games like, it's better than the movie. Oh
yes, for sure, it was better than the movie. But if this is, you said it's this Friday the 13th game is going to be a tie-in. I don't know if... Yeah.
Well, I don't necessarily... I'm not necessarily sure if it'll, tie into the movie, play as the 2015 Jason. It's still coming out in time for the movie, so obviously it's kind of like the game's here, the movie's here, so it's like a kind of
like it could be just like a licensed game. We saw licensed games like Shadow of Mordor and Batman Arkham games be really good, so maybe he'll just take this license and do something really good with it. Possibly.
Yeah, I know, but it's still coming out right at the same time as a movie, so it kind of feels like a tie-in a sense,
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like they might be pressed for time, because 1, they probably want out before Halloween, and 2, get out before that movie.
I don't know, man. They just announced this now, so, what, they would have to finish this game by, August, and then get it approved in September? Ooh. I don't know.
Actually,
now that you kind of think about it.
look at... Yeah. I mean, look at Kick-Ass 2 the game. That's still
and
not out.
Godzilla.
And Godzilla, but that wasn't really meant to tie in with the movie. That was meant to be its own kind of like thing.
I want Godzilla. At least it's coming to PS4.
Yeah. Yeah, but Kick-Ass 2 the game is that other weird one where like they announced that game like it was gonna be a downloadable game for PS3 and Xbox 360, and like it's been a while since the movie came out, and that game is still yet to be released. And like even the trophy list came up the other day. I saw the whole trophy list for Kick-Ass 2 the game, and I was like, oh, so that means it's coming out, and it's like, nope, it's still not here, and it's like, It's like when this comes out, it better be like the best movie game ever, because it's just been taking so much time.
If they pressed that much and wanted that much extra time, then it's probably not going to be good.
Well, you would think if it wasn't going to be good, the end product, I think they would just put it out. Like, what's the point of keep working on it if you know it's not going to be good? Who said
there was an end product by the time the movie was released? If they had anything at all, it probably just delayed because they quite simply didn't finish it. There's probably nothing.
Okay, fine, but I mean, I still got to be working on it. I mean, doing something. I suppose. I mean, the game was never canceled.
Nope.
I don't think
it's still coming out one day, and then it'll probably come out on the 2-year anniversary of the movie.
Oh yeah, be like by the time like the miracle happens and Kick-Ass 3 the movie happens, and then they put out Kick-Ass 2 the game. It's like, oh wait, they'll be like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, Kick-Ass 2 the game, but Kick-Ass 3 the movie's out. Like, oh
yeah,
oh well, yeah, that'd be weird. Yeah, but like I said, I'm just cautiously optimistic for this game, and hopefully it does come out, this year, and. And hopefully it's just good. I want to see a good one. I want to see a good horror game. I mean, I'm so excited for Until Dawn, but like, this is Friday 13th. Be something. I was expect, like I said, I kind of joked like, oh, that could have been like Until Dawn DLC if they wanted
probably,
to. Probably,
you just maybe you can have different costumes for the bad guy.
No, but I mean, like it'd be like the DLC would be like an episode. Like it'd be like an episode of there's you doing an interactive bit of Friday 13th.
Oh, then they would have to license everything, man. They have to license the characters. Cool, like imagine they had like every single horror like icon. You had Jason Voorhees. You had, that'd be awesome.
I think Sony would go through trouble to at least do one. But not like all of them. I think they.
But then again, we're not sure if that's Until Dawn's intent to do that. Maybe it's just to tell its own original story, kind of keep it to its own.
Yeah, I mean, it could tell its own. Yeah, I know, but it could tell its own original story. But I mean, how cool would it be if like they did? Oh, DLC episode. You can actually play like a Friday 13 movie and like see if you would survive. Like, oh yeah, I would survive a Friday 13 movie. All these kids are stupid. I would totally survive. And then it's like, okay, well,
the only like DLC that I foresee for like this game is like where you get to play like the original like version of the game, like the Heavy Rain DLC. Like you're just gonna play like what Until Dawn originally was, and that's gonna be your DLC.
Oh, where it's like you have to use move control as in
because just like Heavy Rain, you had the different voice actors for Madison Page. It was just really weird and disorienting. You didn't know what the hell was going on. This is what you're gonna get with Until Dawn DLC, just a prototype of the original.
It was just the interactive test footage, the interactive
probably. That'd be really funny.
Yeah,
but realistically, though, that's a neat idea. But that's one that I don't maybe foresee. I mean, what horror franchise does Sony own?
Oh, well, a lot of bad ones.
Yeah, so I mean, even if they're bad, they could maybe take them and then put them there, but I don't know. Just a lot of licensing deals would have to be made, and quite frankly, I don't see it. But it's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. That could be neat. But well, speaking of DLC, that kind of leads me to my next kind of bit of news. There's a couple of interesting bits of DLC that was released this past Tuesday on
actually a whole load of stuff was actually on Tuesday. At first I was complaining, there's nothing, but there's a lot of stuff. But I'll let you get to what you were going to say first for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, a lot of stuff on Tuesday. There's a couple of DLC stuff. There was the Far Cry 4 DLC. It's like a prison break situation. It's like $10
free if you got the season pass.
I think it has any new trophies. My trophy free if you have the season pass. But I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, this is I guess more content. But like I looked and like they didn't even add new trophies. So I
They
just feel
didn't
weird.
even add
Like,
new trophies. Big. Well, I hate to use
I
the
don't.
term sin, but this is a big sin.
I mean, it just gives a little more
Yeah.
sense
So
of
and
applying it
actually
because I
playing
mean,
it.
when you check. Because I mean, it's like one of those things where you check your trophies, like, oh, my percentage went down. Why is that? Oh, because you don't have the DLC. If you buy the DLC, you can make your
I
percentage
can
go up. And
understand
it's
it could
like,
be annoying,
it's
but
extra.
dude, there has to be trophies for like DLC, dude. Like, give you incentive to actually play it. Like, Destiny doesn't have it, which is ridiculous considering how much the DLC costs, and there's no additional trophies added to this stupid game. And yeah, I just find that really ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Because it's like I said, just like especially considering it's like $10. I mean, if I can understand if it was like what $2-3 like that micro Borderlands DLC, where that didn't add trophies, but like this is $10. I feel like it should put a little more incentive to kind of buy it and play it than just more content. Because I mean, Far Cry 4 has plenty of content on its own, but like the idea of just more and then kind of being rewarded for it and having something to kind of show.
Yeah, you would only probably get in-game awards. Don't get us wrong on that, but I mean, we want outer stuff to show that you have played and bought it. It's just it doesn't feel right, honestly, to me. And this trend should stop, honestly. Like, or else, what's the point of buying DLC?
To play the content.
Well, I mean, I didn't buy the season pass for Far Cry 4. Well, I bought the season pass for Advanced Warfare, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, all the Call of Duty games have had additional trophies with their multiplayer packs, so that's not a concern. But, yeah, but games like Destiny and Far Cry 4, that should stop. Assassin's Creed, though, that you're maybe going to talk about later, does indeed add trophies.
Yes, that's what I was kind of getting to. The other big DLC this week was the new Assassin's Creed DLC, the Dead Kings DLC. It was added, and it's free, which is great.
Free for everybody,
because that was their like little free for everybody. Yes, that was their apology. Like, sorry for all the patches and everything we had to put you guys through. So here's some free DLC.
But yeah, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I mean, like I said, it adds more trophies. It's pretty substantial. Like it was like 8 gigs for me to download, and it adds a whole new area to explore. And I haven't really played it yet, but just kind of reading around about it. Like, yeah, there's a lot more stealth involved, kind of with the missions, and it sounds pretty good. I mean, it's free, so you can't complain too much.
And I mean, is this going to be free for only a limited time for people, or even if you don't own the game somehow, maybe you should just put it to your cart?
I mean, even if you don't own the game, if you don't own the game, you can still just download it, so it'd be in your download list. So when you do get it, it'd be free. But I think it's free.
Yeah,
forever,
probably.
as far as I know.
What else? What else do you have?
Yes, one more DLC that came out this week, a pretty big one. That's big. Well, big for me and you. I don't know about everyone else, but to me and you, it's a big deal. New Rock Band DLC came
Rock
out
Band
this
DLC
week.
has returned after a nearly 2-year hiatus.
Yes. Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah,
when I saw that.
This is actually quite a big deal, but at the same time, it might be a little smaller. But you go first.
No. No, this is a big deal I know it's not a big deal for everybody, but it's a big deal for me and you personally. Like, we love Rock Band so much. Like, Rock Band is just one of our all-time favorite games. And just the amount of time we put into it in the DLC we bought. And it was just really, and they were doing constant DLC every week for 5 years straight. They put out new songs for the game every week. And it was like about 2 years ago in April, they were like, no, sorry, we're stopping all DLC production for now on or whatever. And it's been almost 2 months to the dot. It's been 21 months since the last DLC came out. And it was just out of the blue. It was like, here's 3 new songs for Rock Band, and it was Are You Mine by Arctic Monkeys, Shepherd of Fire by Vince Sevenfold, and Something from Nothing for Foo Fighters. So
good stuff.
I mean, basically some good stuff. I mean, basically what they did was they just took 3 of the biggest songs in rock in the past year and just put it out as a pack.
Well, I would also say probably 3 of Arctic Monkeys has never been in Rock Band as far as I can recall at all. So I mean, I kind of thought that they played it safe with this one. Kind of get like maybe just like the top selling artist from Rock Band for Rock Band, and at
Yeah.
least maybe get a couple
Hmm.
songs out for the platform. I don't believe any of these songs support keys. I mean, I've listened to the songs multiple times. I don't think there's keyboard parts in any of them. I mean, you already know my personal situation is that I don't have my PS3 working anymore. The disk drive does not work, so I cannot play Rock Band anymore. Yeah, for sure I could play them in Rock Band Blitz, but I mean it's no fun. I mean I want to buy them, just to say yes, we want more DLC or something like that. Kind of make a statement, vote with the wallet saying yes, we want more. But I don't know. I mean, I just don't want to buy it and just like not use it. I don't know. I just maybe I'll purchase it, but at the same time, I'm just a little eerie if I want to purchase it for myself. But I mean, you have a working PS3. Most people have working PS3s. So if you have Rock Band and you have it dusted like I do, I think it's a good time to dust off all those instruments and stuff. Rock Band, especially Rock
Hmm.
Band 3, is a fantastic game. Um, and it's great that it's getting songs, but
Yeah.
I don't foresee this happening constantly in the near future. I feel like maybe this is just a test in the water. Maybe see how many people are going to buy it, but I don't know if it's going to help produce more content.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Harmonix didn't say if this was going to be like a constant, like if this is back, like are they going to do some new ones every week now, or if it's just once every maybe 2 weeks or something? 'Cause I think that's how Rocksmith works. I think Rocksmith is like every 2 weeks they put out
Yeah, I
songs,
believe.
or so I don't know. They didn't say anything about it. They just put them out and said, "Here you go," and they didn't say anything else. So, what a lot of people are kind of assuming and hoping what this is just them gearing production back up of them developing songs and, like you said, trying to gauge interest
Yes,
in
I
this.
think that's a huge test. But
So hopefully,
I just feel ashamed. I want to buy it to vote with my wallet and say I want more, but I mean I can't use the songs.
yeah. But I mean, hoping that's what this is, maybe to drum up excitement, and interest to possibly, hopefully, lead to maybe a Rock Band 4 announcement because we want that
Or
so
like it's
bad.
one of those franchises that somebody else on the internet was bringing up the other day of how like some games on PS4 should just be like platforms. Like Gran Turismo should be just Gran Turismo, where you don't have to buy constant iterations of it all the time. And I kind of envision that's maybe what Rock Band should also take that approach as well. So that would be great, but there are a whole lot of caveats to that since there would have to be new instruments. But I mean, I would just love for something like that
Yeah.
to happen. Um,
Yeah, I mean that's what I see a lot of people complaining online. Well, not complaining, but like what they're demanding out of Rock Band 4 is like, oh, if they make a Rock Band 4, it has to be compatible with the old instruments. And I'm like, if you have your old instruments, you are like awesome because those things just break down over time. Like I need new ones. Like I have them, they work, but they are on their last
yeah,
leg.
because really the
You
only
know?
one that you have is probably the most durable is the mic and the keyboard, but guitars wear down and the
Yeah.
drums. Well, if you're careful, those
No,
wear.
those. No, we broke like 3 drum
Oh,
sets
jeez.
already.
Well, I mean, I have the Rock Band 3 drum set, and it works just fine. I mean, I don't use it like crazy,
Uh,
but I mean, if I left it at your house for a couple years, I'm pretty sure it would be a different story. But I mean, I'm
yeah.
really just. I mean, I'm not defending the drum set, but I think just the keyboard. I mean, what are you really gonna do to the keyboard during a big
Yeah,
rock moment?
the
Are you gonna
keyboard's
like
solid.
smash the keyboard and like yeah, or like the mic? Are you gonna like strangle someone
Hmm.
with it, like break the cord? I don't know. Those are pretty durable, but like the other
Yeah.
instruments, yes, it's a pretty difficult job with constant play to keep them.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, I think the option should be there for like, yeah, if you do have your instruments intact, then yeah, you can just go buy just the disc of Rock Band 4. But I still think there needs to be a full bundle option, to buy all the instruments again, especially if this is coming out. 'Cause, I mean, it will come out on PS4. If they did announce Rock Band 4, it has to come out on PS4. The new systems, so you need the new instruments to be compatible and all that. Um, but yeah, I would definitely buy new
Because we
instruments or
already see
whatever.
Rock Band's foray to
'Cause I
PS4 so far. They're working on Amplitude on PS4. That's
Mhm.
their first PlayStation 4 game. So maybe once they experience PlayStation 4 working with it for a bit, maybe that's when we'll see the next Rock Band title. Like I said, I would be just
Mhm.
fine if it's not called Rock Band 4. It was just called Rock Band. It's a whole relaunch of the series. That would be great. I understand there's a lot of difficulties and challenges because we already see SingStar is its own platform now on PlayStation 4. You just download the app and you just download songs to it. I would love to see Rock Band take that approach as well. So we'll have to see. Yeah, so people out there buy the songs.
Hoping. Yes, like I said, I just hope these new DLCs are, like I said, drumming up excitements, and like we should look. I should look on the PlayStation Store and see if it says in small print like compatible with PS3 and PS4, because that's like a little nudge, hint. You know, like this DLC is compatible with PS4. I don't know.
It's like the DLC like compatibility I saw with Advanced Warfare. In the small print that you can see, it says compatible with PS3 and Vita systems. So I like thought a Vita version of Advanced Warfare was coming, but I can guarantee you it's not going to happen.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, like I said, I would just love for there to be like a Rock Band 4 announcement within the next few months or
Harmonix
so,
has already promised plenty of announcements in 2015. So I mean, if we're in the first 2 weeks of January and this is one of them, then we have a lot of stuff planned ahead, probably. I mean, another hint to this is maybe we should listen also to Harmonix's own podcast that they put out specifically talking about kind of this. Well, not floating around the idea of Rock Band 4, probably not, because or else something would have been a news story would have been out by now. But I mean, just kicking around the idea of regaining interest. So I'm probably going to listen to that soon. So I'm interested to see what they think. Harmonix guys are so good. Yeah. They're so good at this stuff, and I want to see more.
Oh yeah, if Rock Band 4 gets announced anytime soon, like I will do a whole episode. I'll do like a whole 1 hour episode of just us talking about Rock Band.
I mean, Rock Band.
Why it's
Rock Band's a legendary game, and it's so good. And PS4 needs a game like this. Honestly, I mean, SingStar, but there's just solo outings for music games right now. I mean, there's Rocksmith, and I know Amplitude's gonna have some multiplayer, but I don't know. I mean, a music party game. I mean. Rock Band 3 was one of my favorite games on PlayStation 3. It's probably one of like my favorite ever because it has such a long-lasting appeal and its party factor. And PS4 lacks that right now. So I would love to see it come back. It needs to. I think music games are far from dead due to the fact, I mean, because it's weird saying that because, okay, maybe just the instrument peripheral games are dead, but look at the dance franchises right now. Those are booming. So I just think if we just had, that's not us to figure out. That's for Harmonix to figure out just what can they do to revamp this. And that's just,
Well, I mean, for me and you, they don't have to do anything. They just have to put it out. Like if they just put out Rock Band 4 and it's just really
quick play. That's it. That's all you need.
Like just quick play. Like I mean, like it like if it's pretty much still the same game as Rock Band 3, I'll be fine. Like
career mode honestly is only going to be part of your time, and then you're just going to want to play with your buddies online or at your house and just do that. I mean, who's really going to care? I mean, yes, you want the graphics to also be really cool on PS4. That's fine, but I mean, you're not really gonna care about like everything else surrounding the game, modes wise. Honestly, I mean, yes, we also want maybe some better practice modes for like the pro instruments if they're even gonna have those. If Harmonix decides to still go that route. Other than that, I mean, I really don't see anything else. Just add quick play and just better training tools for drums and keyboard and guitar, then you're set. I mean, that's all you really need. I mean, but for a lot of people, that's not enough. There has to be something else, and that's not for us to figure out.
I don't know. Like I said, they could just put out the same thing, which is with new songs, and I'll buy it. I just want Rock Band. I just want Rock Band back, and I want I need new instruments, like not new instruments like a new thing to play. I just need new like guitars and drum sets and stuff to replace the old ones.
I foresee this maybe being a possible like E3 announcement, maybe later down the road at some point, because Rock Band 3 was it was formally announced really in April, but like I don't know, there's so many non-disclosure agreements about it, of talking about it, so like they weren't really able to talk about the game till June, so maybe that's what we could possibly see this year. And then by then it would have been almost 5 years since Rock Band 3 has been released.
Yeah. So like I said, hopefully we see some more Rock Band. But Let's just moving along on my list. Okay, so on our last episode, despite the fact that it was unofficial, if you did listen to it, well, first off, you're awesome, and thank you for listening to our last episode. But on our last episode, one thing we kind of talked about a bit was games getting delayed.
Yeah.
Kind of talked about that for a bit. Well, one little news article I found, not a big deal, not too much of a big deal, but it's still something. DMC, the Devil May Cry reboot on PS4, PS4, Xbox One edition, Definitive Edition, got moved up. It was supposed to come out March 17th. Now it's coming out March 10th.
Oh, so just one week.
So that's, yes, 1 week. But it's still a game getting pushed up. That's always a big deal in the gaming industry when you see a game get pushed up.
I mean, these are just remastered games. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, they're just remastered, but it's still, it's still something. It's like, oh, look, a game's getting pushed up for once and not delayed. Like, the biggest one I ever saw was, and this is why we don't see it that often, but the biggest one I can remember in recent years was Resident Evil 6. My God. They first announced that game was supposed to come out like November 26th or something like that. And then they said, you know what? No, we're pushing up to October 6th. Over like almost like 2 months. That's like almost two. That's like, yeah, you skip all November, all October. That's like 2 months of development time they just pushed up.
Yeah, odds are maybe what happened was just, they just finished it a bit earlier than expected and they just put it out.
Yeah, but obviously it didn't help the game.
I mean, that's for quality's sake, but I mean, at least the game wasn't, I don't think the game was broken.
It wasn't broken, it just wasn't in the right direction fans wanted it to be. It was just all over the place. And it was just, like I said, that was just an example of a game that got pushed up drastically.
Right.
As far as release date. Yeah, so that's, that's just one example of that. It's kind of like Evolve. Like it's funny, like Evolve went gold and like you can already preload it on Xbox and like this game's like what? Isn't it still like 3 weeks away from launch?
Just in case, man. You never know.
I mean, you would think maybe I don't know. I mean, yeah, obviously they still have to go and manufacture the discs and the box and all that, but you think they maybe can push up the release date maybe up like a week or two.
That's too late to do that.
I don't know. It just seems weird that it's like, oh, on Xbox, it's like, yeah, I have the whole game just sitting here on my Xbox for the next 3 weeks, and it's just locked. I mean, yeah, the alpha's going on this week.
Well, it's called technical test.
Well, no, on PlayStation we're getting technical test. That's just for servers. But I mean, like on Xbox next week, they're getting the full beta access or whatever. And really, it's not even a beta. It's the game. Like they're basically letting you unlock the game for a weekend because they said everything you do in it carries over to the full game. Oh. So basically, they're just unlocking the game for a weekend and saying, "Here, play the whole game."
It's like the Uncharted Subway promotion where you get the multiplayer portion of the game.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of something. Seems like they really were ahead of schedule on Evolve. Not drastically, but a couple weeks ahead of schedule it seems.
Which is good. That means the game will work.
Which is good.
We hope.
Yeah.
Because that game's only probably going to even sell barely a quarter of Destiny's numbers, so like that game better work. I mean, that's just my guess. I mean, maybe the game will sell better than I expect it to, but I mean, I don't really see it doing extremely well, honestly.
I don't know, man. They got those diehard Valve people.
I understand, but I mean, and it's also on PC, correct? Okay.
Yep. They're doing a special edition like only for the PC. I forget what it comes with. It's like some DLC, some extra DLC or whatever. Yeah, so like you can tell, it's kind of leaning towards that PC audience, because that's where their Valve is or whatever. Yeah. But speaking of betas though, this is another thing where I don't necessarily want to talk about the beta itself. I just kind of want to talk about the game itself because I just kind of I never got your opinion on this game, like how you feel about this game. EA announced today that they got another Battlefield Hardline beta coming up.
Oh, another Battlefield Hardline beta.
They said that. Yeah, and they said in the beta you can play it, and like, yeah, it's only got like 2 maps and like 2 modes. But they said the thing about this beta is there's unlimited level, like there's no level cap in the beta. You just keep playing and unlocking stuff.
And the status not going to transfer to the actual game.
No, I don't think so. But they just said for the sake of this beta, you can just keep playing as long as you want and keep unlocking stuff. I mean, yeah, you're still limited on your game modes and your maps, but you can just keep playing and unlock whatever you want. They said that's what their quote was. We want you to play the hell out of this.
Okay.
So
that's neat.
But yeah, though I just want to know what you think about Battlefield Hardline. Like I don't think we
really Battlefield Hardline.
Well, how we feel about that game because that game's coming out soon
and at a very poor time.
It's coming out soon. It's in March. Not too.
Due to real world events of having militarized police. Even though that probably won't be a big deal. Police. I mean, maybe it will. Maybe you'll see it on the news or something, but I don't know. You just have the police more militarized in this game, just shooting people. But that's whatever. But
they're criminals in the game.
True.
They're criminals with more guns.
But here's an interesting part about this game that we've last month for the Game Awards we saw a trailer which was more focused toward the story, which I'm actually kind of interested in because like all the Battlefield campaigns recently have sucked. So maybe knowing Visceral's pedigree and storytelling and campaigns like in Dead Space franchise. Maybe we could actually see a decent Battlefield campaign for once, like an actually good Battlefield, a good, here I'm going to say a good, legit beginning, middle, and end for a Battlefield campaign. I don't want to see no like 4-hour, like low effort dice campaign. Like that's not what I want. Like they need to include like at least a decent campaign. I'm not asking for like the best thing in the world or like anything revolutionary that you're going to play over and over again. At least something decent. And I kind of believe that Visceral can at least provide that. Like even if the story is not the greatest, it can at least be there. It's got it's got that buddy cop kind of vibe that I like. It could be cool.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel about it. Like like you said, it's from Visceral, who made Dead Space.
Have a very good pedigree. Dead Space is a very Dead Space franchise for as long as it went. It was a fantastic franchise.
And I mean, every interview I've seen with Visceral, they keep talking about how they are putting an emphasis on the development of the story mode. So you can see they're really taking that in there. Like they're really trying to, like I said, their goal is to replicate the, hard boiled cop drama we see on TV all the time, and kind of have that into a game and a narrative you play. And I do think with the cop and criminal dynamic could make a good story for this game.
Yes, I don't want to see some offhanded military story that was like in the past Battlefield games and were just awful. I want to see like a legit story in a Battlefield campaign. Because with its graphics, dude, like it can tell good stories. It can maybe do something well with the engine. Because until Mirror's Edge 2, we're probably not going to see anything interesting come out like story wise.
Battlefront.
But, like, that's multiplayer. I mean, I don't know if Battlefront's going to have a campaign.
Well, there was a story. There's a story to start. There was a story mode to Battlefront 2, I think. There's that whole story of the Stormtroopers.
It's just a series of playing matches, though, dude. It's like playing with bots.
Yeah, but, like, no, that was... No, in Star Wars Battlefront 2, like that was a Star Wars canon story about how the Stormtroopers destroyed the cloning facility, and because of that, that's why they don't have clones anymore in the Stormtroopers. Like when you see the original trilogy or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember. Like, I just remember Star Wars Battlefront 2 playing the multiplayer. I mean, I don't really remember playing the campaign. I mean, but I thought the campaigns in Battlefront games just consisted of you just playing matches of like against like the bots.
Yeah, that is the level structure, but the story they wrapped around.
I don't remember any cutscenes were there any cutscenes?
Yeah, there was cutscenes. Yes, I mean there wasn't cutscenes of like people talking, but like they would do like these like shots of like stormtroopers running, and you hear like one of the stormtroopers narrating it, and like we are the 501st, and we were the last of the clones, and then as our clones started dying out, and then we had to like, and then apparently the facility where they were making the clones were like they were planning to like revolt, like the guys who were running this thing are going to revolt, so the Empire just blew the whole thing up, so that's why they couldn't make any more clones, and that's why we're not seeing clones potentially in Star Wars Episode
Well,
7.
that's probably a given.
You know, I mean, that's yet to be seen, but
I don't know.
so there was a story to that.
I
So
don't know.
hopefully,
I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, yeah. Well, nowadays we know it's pretty risky to release a game without a campaign, so maybe Dice won't make a campaign for Battlefront. I don't know about that yet, but the primary goal for that is going to be multiplayer. But then again, for Battlefield Hardline, we are kind of resting it too highly on the single player. Also, multiplayer is going to be a big deal for Battlefield people. I think more people will play on multiplayer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the funny thing about Battlefield. Battlefield Hardline, like the other Battlefield games, have always been, the story secondary to the multiplayer. But that's kind of because the setting kind of makes sense. Like it's always military stuff. So like when you go to the multiplayer, it kind of makes sense. You see all these people fighting because it's a war. It's a war Battlefield scenario. And then the campaign is a little more like, oh, we got to throw something together because we got to make up some military storyline, whatever. But with Hardline, it's different because they're doing the cop angle. It actually makes for a better story mode. But when you switch over to the multiplayer side, it does feel a little, like some nonsense. Like, why do we have 32 cops, and 32 criminals with all these weapons just going nuts in the city with nobody around, like no citizens or anything?
They all evacuate.
And like the criminals got like the criminals got like grapple hooks and they're like blowing up buildings and stuff. And it's like, it just seemed a little crazy given what the context of the story or the situation is. But, like I said, that's just the nature of it with the story, and like I said, it's just kind of the flip of what most Battlefield.
I mean, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, look at the contest you get with Advanced Warfare. You got just only like a couple factions fighting against each other. You got Atlas, and then your militarized group, and then now in the multiplayer you go face off in an arena style map where like a tsunami is about to happen near the Golden Gate Bridge. I mean, what else could you want? So
yeah. But again, that's still a whole army versus an army. This is supposed to be just cops versus criminals. And the idea of, there's 32 cops on this team and 32 criminals, it just seems, and then they're just basically having a shootout and just doing all this crazy stuff. I don't know. It just kind of feels a little far fetched for the concept.
Yeah, true.
Game. But like I said, it's the multiplayer. That's the least of their worries, is whether or not it makes sense. The goal is to make it work and make it fun, and for that, I'm optimistic for. I'm optimistic for the game. So, and that comes out in March 17th.
Mm-hmm. It's coming.
That was the day. Yeah, it's coming. Let's see what else I got written down though. Other kind of little news bits. This is another news bit, nothing too big, but Sony started a Last of Us bundle this week. It's pretty cool.
And no additional cost. Last of Us comes.
Yes, no additional cost. It's $3.99 core, the price of the core system, and you get the Last of Us remastered. So that's awesome. So that way, if you still don't have a PS4 and there's that extra incentive and you have Last of Us and you don't have to subscribe to PlayStation Now to play the PS3 version, because now you have the PS4 version to play. Yep. Well, that's cost right there.
Now, question. Does it come with a digital copy of Last of Us or a physical copy?
That I'm not sure, because because pretty much like literally all the previous bundles they've done with Last of Us has been a digital code.
Ooh, that 50 gig download, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to install the 50 gigs, but yeah, the idea of downloading 50 gigs, having to wait for it.
I would guess it's at least because, dude. I mean, okay, well, basically these consoles are always online consoles because you're going to have to connect your PS4 online in order to use it. It's not like, I don't know, man. I wonder what the percentage of players out there that use the PS4 are totally disconnected from online. Because, like, weren't the patches that were released day one for PS4, I mean, it was basically to get the console to even freaking work. So, I don't know, I mean...
Yeah,
what if the person doesn't have online and they can't redeem the code?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I want to look that up. But I just know, like, they've done previous bundles that have come with Last of Us, and all of those have been digital. Like the Black Friday bundle was, you got Grand Theft Auto 5 as a physical copy, but Last of Us was digital code.
Lego Batman bundle.
GameStop did a thing for
Lego
a while.
Batman was digital, I think, with the Little Big Planet 3 bundle.
Yeah, and I mean they do this so that way you don't resell it like directly back to GameStop or whatever.
But then again, I mean,
You
games
know,
with
like when you
bundles
buy
usually
it.
say not for resale in the back, so like GameStop wouldn't take it.
Yeah, they'll still buy it back.
No way, they still buy it back?
Well, yeah, I think so. Like, I mean, worst case scenario, what do? You just hand them the disc. Like, you don't even need the box when you're
Oh,
trading games
that's
to
true.
GameStop.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But then you get less money.
No, you get the same price. Nope, you get the same amount of money if you have the box or
Really?
not.
Oh, maybe I was just
Yep.
thinking for Best Buy because Best Buy they actually changed the trade-in value if you don't have the box.
No, GameStop, they don't care.
Really?
You can go in there. Like I went to GameStop one time. I had a guy in front of me. He had a stack of games, just discs, no
Well, they
boxes.
can probably just have like extra boxes sometimes, anyways. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, already when I went to a GameStop the other day, they had a pre-owned copy, like Walking Dead Season 1. It wasn't in the original box. It was in this, like, black box that just said Walking Dead Season 1.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're just, like I said, trying to crack down on that resells, I guess.
But this is a good PS4 bundle. I mean, at least it comes with something.
Oh, yeah, you get one of the best games ever
Yes.
for free.
No issue with that.
So not everybody can play it, or more people be playing it.
I would like to see a Last of Us
drive up
designed
the,
PS4 though. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, maybe they'll do one of those, what they call it, those face panels or whatever they call them, those little snap things.
Because right now you just have Order 1886 and Little Big Planet 3 faceplates.
Yeah, I don't like those.
What? They look
I don't
cool.
like the way they look. I don't know. They look too much like just a big sticker. I like
What?
it. It's not very subtle. Like it just stands out from the back. Like
It's
I don't
a
know.
big sticker, but it's a whole faceplate that you're putting on it.
I understand it's a whole faceplate, but I feel like if I show this to somebody, they think, "Oh, you put a sticker in your PlayStation." I'm like, no, it's a faceplate. Like, oh, okay. Like I don't know. It just seems like it's just they stick out too much. Like they're not subtle. Like I want it subtle, like what happened with Metal Gear Solid 4 thing, where it's like engraved or etched on there, like Snake or whatever.
So like the Japanese Metal Gear Solid Ground Zero's faceplate then.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess maybe you're just one of more minimalist design to it, I guess. I mean, yeah, that would be pretty neat. Maybe just have Sackboy or walking around faceplate instead of having like the whole game cover on it.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't want the whole game cover just plastered on the top of my
PlayStation.
system. You know, I want something a little more
I
subtle.
guess that would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm hoping they expand on these, get some more out there. Let's see what some other news. Oh yeah, they put out a free-to-play Fat Princess game on Vita this week. Oh, Vita, PS3, iPhone, or whatever.
This is for free?
It's just a simple match. It's free. It's free to play. It's a free to play thing. You download. It's like one of those match 3 puzzle games. You know.
Ah. That already colored me uninterested.
Well, the interesting thing about it, well, maybe not for you, maybe not for me, but the thing is, like, apparently, if you get to like level 15 and you link it to your Facebook, you get like a free voucher code for Fat Princess, the original game.
For PS3?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you're gonna find anybody playing online on that game, I guess.
Well, if everybody's getting it for free, they're gonna be
Yeah,
playing
but you have to
online.
get like to a certain point in order to get it. So, like, what percentage of players do you think are even gonna get it?
Well, I'll do it. I'll get to level 15. I'll get
This
the
is
voucher
ridiculous.
code.
I already
I'll
want to
do it.
move on. This is like what I don't think anybody's gonna care about.
No. Yeah, we'll win the code and we'll give it away. Well, we already have a giveaway
Well,
on the show.
I'm sure as
Giveaway
hell
Fat
not going to
Princess
play
codes.
this.
Oh, you're not. You're gonna deny our fans a chance to get a free
Well,
game.
I mean, I don't want to give them a game that probably nobody's going to play.
It's Fat Princess. Fat Princess is awesome.
It is, but I never got into it. I mean, I can understand it's a good game, but I don't know. It's old. Move on.
Oh, whoa. It's old. Come from the guy who's bought every remaster on PS4.
Yeah, but like they're reinvigorated. They actually add something new to it. Why didn't they just release a new Fat Princess game on PS4 instead of this?
Well, they are. It's
What's
coming
taking
soon.
so long?
I don't, because they're making it.
I don't know.
Not everything could be just a quick re-release.
I don't know.
You know, when you're developing something new, it actually takes time.
Then good. I want a new game instead of this like mobile junk.
Well, I mean, the mobile junk is just something to be like, well, we put out something, and then so we are working on Fat Princess 2 for PS4, but we're
because that game that came out for before Little Big Planet 3's release, Sackboy Run was absolutely worthless. It came with like I thought it was going to come with unlocks for like your Little Big Planet profile, and it just ties into your PSN. But nope, it's just some crappy endless runner. That given even on iPhone 5S hardware, it even runs crappy. So I can't even imagine it running well on iPhone 6 or any Android phone. So I don't know. Like these are like a waste of development. Honestly, see, I'm going to go as far as like it's a waste of like management and money.
Oh, but remasters aren't.
No, because those actually provide something good and like respark interest on like consoles. I don't want any of this mobile garbage.
I'm pretty sure this mobile stuff. It's not taking that much time.
It's a waste. I want it to go to something better.
I mean, it's not like Fat Princess 2 isn't happening.
Yeah, but it's just taking longer than it should because it's been so long since like the first Fat Princess game. So I'm not sure who's gonna give a damn when it comes out.
But you keep forgetting that they did do another Fat Princess game on PSP. So it wasn't like there's a whole gap. They did Fat Princess on PS3, did the DLC for it, the Pirate DLC. Then they put out the PSP one. So like, there's been stuff. You've just been ignoring it.
I don't know. I'm not sure who's gonna give a damn when it comes out. I mean, maybe it'll be a free PlayStation Plus game when it gets released. That would be great. So then more people will actually play it. But I mean, when it comes out, it's like $15 or hell even 20. I'm not sure who's gonna give a damn.
And people are probably saying that for Rock Band 4, and when people tell that to us, we cry a little on the inside.
That's I don't know. Fat Princess for me hasn't really taken off the way they should because there was such a large gap. Yeah, you keep saying there's a PSP game, but dude, how long has it been since that PSP game? Okay, like basically her last appearance, dude, was PlayStation All Stars. It wasn't the PSP game.
Well, there you go. That was another thing. They had the game, the DLC, the PSP game, and now PlayStation All-Star. So there's relevance to the character for a bit, and they're making that second one or that new one for PS4.
We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping it's just at least free PlayStation Plus game when it comes out, and so then more people can play it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to defend it because, I mean, you're saying like no one cares, but that game has a fan base.
Yeah.
I mean, every game has a fan base if you look hard enough.
No, ain't that true? But
there's got to be a fan base out there for like Sonic 2006. That Sonic the Hedgehog game.
Some people that like it. I don't know about Sonic or Sonic Boom.
Oh. Yeah, like I mean, I just wonder like for those Sonic games like Sonic Boom or Sonic the Hedgehog that reboot whatever it was in 2006. I wonder if there's like now I'm going off the wagon and making fun of fans, but like those games I wonder if there really is a legitimate fan base that like likes it because they think it's good. Like I was playing it with some friends the other day and we were just kind of like laughing at how bad those games are.
But they're like technically broken. You can't like defend that. Like there's some games out there that aren't really technically broken, but like they're at the point where like I can't defend the game anymore. It's like Destiny for me. I can't defend the game anymore. I can't tell in my heart that game is good, so I can't defend it. And there's other games like that too. But like for Sonic's case, this is a game that's technically broken.
Yeah. Well, I think there's enough at least with Destiny for me to defend. I mean, I constantly do it. I constantly defend that game to you.
No, there isn't. I can't.
Oh, come on. You can't admit that first week of me, you, and Chief wasn't the best online experience you've had on PS4.
Well, yes, it was certainly a lot of fun, but like the actions I was doing in it, no, don't get me wrong, being in there was good, but the actions I had to partake in were some of the most boring and hollow like parts in any AAA game I've ever played.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your week one experience with Destiny. Week one experience? Was that your week one experience with me, you, and Chief? Wasn't that the best? online experience you had on PS4?
I mean, I played with you guys in maybe other games, but that are probably better. But I mean, yes, it was fun. But am I gonna say best? Well, yeah, probably. But I don't know. Like, okay, now you're making me think about it. All right, week one with Destiny. What did I actually really legitimately think? Because I played Destiny like when it first came out on the day of. I played it like at 6 o'clock in the morning because I was very excited to play it. And I mean, I don't like come to assumptions really quick, but like, after that first play, I did sense something. I did sense, yes, no. I did. No, legit, no, yes, I did.
Man, no, don't. No, don't take that back. Listen, man. For me, when me, you and Chief did that first strike, and we beat it after 2 hours of playing, and you started blaring the Guardians of the Galaxy theme over our mics. That was the most fun I've had. That was the most fun I had with the online experience.
Well, we had to make the best of it, whatever was in that Hollow game. But I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. The experience there with you guys, beyond awesome, far awesome than the actual game itself. I'm just saying the actual game itself. I'm not saying partaking in any online activity or anything like that. Even though, yes, that can make a game for you, but for me, I want a little bit more.
But yeah, but you gotta think too, like, and that's the thing, like, every time I played Destiny, I was with friends, people I can talk to and have fun with. You were playing with us sometimes, but weren't you playing with some of your other friends that keep getting into our chats that you don't actually even like?
Okay, this is something that should not be disclosed here, but
oh, your friends aren't listening. I
sure hope so, because gain more viewership. But I mean, okay, that did not add to the experience at all. I mean, and then yes, look, I admit, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos that challenged my opinion, so I made sure that I'm not just on the bandwagon. I just followed what I kind of thought along with them, and then I came to the moral conclusion that Destiny is not a good game.
Yes. Okay, but like I'm saying, I do think the company you keep is a good factor in your enjoyment in this game.
You mean the company's pedigree?
The company you play with, like the people you play with.
Oh, that
online
is a determinant factor. Yes, I think.
And that's what I'm saying. I only play with friends, people I really can talk to and really have fun playing with. And that was the thing that, yes, when you look at the core game, it is kind of repetitive and a grind. Boring. But I'm just saying, when you're playing with friends, you don't feel the grind. You're talking with friends. You're having fun. You're just going on missions with friends.
You make the most of it.
Like if you're... Yeah, but if you're playing by yourself in something like Destiny, then yes, you're going to feel that grind. You're going to feel alone, and that's kind of the point of this thing, because it's an MMO. It's an online thing. You got to play with friends, and I think friends do make a huge difference to how you experience
But like
Destiny.
Some of us, even with that, I expect a little bit more than that, and that doesn't cover it. I mean, yes, that is a huge determinant factor, but I think for a lot of people, even including myself, that's not enough. There's not enough substance here. And the game is and this is something you can't get avoided around either with your friends or not. The actions that you partake in are boring. I can't even stand playing.
But they don't.
No, I can't even stand playing even with my friends. And then I have to listen to music while I play. Look, I don't really generally listen to music while I play games. Granted, GTA, yes, I listen to music, but Destiny, I mean, I have to like make fun out of it. I have to fall off the tower and just do silly random crap in order to like suffice my enjoyment, but I don't know.
Well, like I said, I mean, a lot of that doesn't really, just don't really feel that when you're with friends. Because, I mean, really, every game's a grind when you think about it. Because you're going to get to the point where you're just doing the same stuff over and over again. Like, you play Call of Duty, it's going to be the same maps until you buy the DLC. You're going to do the same modes until you buy the DLC.
I don't think... I agree to that to some extent, but dude, you're talking about Destiny here. You shouldn't even say that with like other games of like that don't even come close to the pedigree of Destiny. So like, I don't think so.
But I mean, another thing too about Destiny too. Like you said, you looked up videos, but like, were you looking at were there any positive videos?
Well, they rested their case. They were saying the positives and the negatives, and I remember it was to the point where the IGN video. This was so funny. In case you guys don't know, IGN had just recently launched an IGN podcast that specifically talks about Destiny each and every week. And I was like a little betrayed by this because when the DLC for Destiny of the Dark Below came out and was released, IGN put out a formal video really just bashing the DLC and the actual core game itself. And the video was about 15 minutes long. I watched it, and then one of the head guys that gives Destiny covers, his name is Essen Legary, and he had said like at that point he wanted to formally quit the game. But little did I know, or did anybody know, he eventually platinumed the game after the week of the release. And it just seems like that game, maybe you just say you hate, but you could just keep coming back to it. Maybe that's just what it is for a lot of people. But quite frankly, there's a lot of stuff that me and you play, and we much rather move on. And I think a lot of people are moving on because I am seeing declining activity of the game itself. Actually, in my friends list, I'm actually kind of surprised because I thought a lot of people were going to be ride or die with Destiny, but I think a lot of people are moving on. People got games for Christmas. There's games like Dragon Age, Grand Theft Auto. Granted, the re-releases, not Dragon Age, but Grand Theft Auto's a re-release, but. There's at this point there's like so much good stuff on PS4. It's like I would say it's nearly a crime to just play Destiny, honestly. It's a crime against humanity. That's how
Well, no, I mean you shouldn't you shouldn't just play one game, but I mean you shouldn't say, "Hey, don't play Destiny." Like if they want to play
that's
Destiny,
fine.
play
But
Destiny.
like I said, like
don't
you can say you quit the game, but and then go platinum it. But that I guess that means that there's no issue with that. I mean, if you went that far with the game, I guess. I mean, that's the same thing that I went with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Game's really awful, but I went forward with the platinum in it anyways. So there must have been at least something in the game that was like, okay, yeah, this is really bad, but I'll keep going on anyways. So, you know, there's something against that too. But, yeah.
Phew. So, yep. Yeah. So take a note of this, listeners. Don't bring up Destiny or the movie Sucker Punch with this guy. That's two things I learned you never talk about with this guy, or else he'll go on a rant.
No, because Sucker Punch is Zac Efron, Zack Snyder's worst movie.
See, you're about to go off. See, because I mentioned
this is the worst movie.
Yeah, so
if you guys think Man of Steel is, wait until you see Sucker Punch.
Yeah, well, it's too. That's a movie and a game I'm always defending from this guy. But anyway, well, I guess about time to do the wrap up. We're getting to the end here. So yeah. So this is the end. We're getting towards the end of our first episode, the first episode of the PSBS. Yeah, since we're now official, this is our first official episode. We're going to try to move forward with more episodes, possibly some other video PlayStation related content. We'll see. Yeah, and we want to see, like, if we can give viewer mail, that'd be fantastic, because we would love to say, hey, we got viewer mail. So if you want to send us a question or a topic or something, you can post in the comments on YouTube, directly message me on YouTube,
PSN,
or directly message us on Place. I was getting there. On PSN, you can message me at PSN bayouboyz, or you can message my co-host here at PSN doubleis, and both of those will be written out in the description, so you can see how it's spelled out and know who to message or whatever. Okay, because that was something we skipped at the beginning, was introductions, so at least I got that out of the way right there. Yeah, we skipped introductions at the beginning, because I am your co-host, Cote, PSN bayouboyz, and my co-host
Andrew
here,
Arenas, doubleis.
Yeah, and like I said, that will be all in the description, so you can see it spelled out. So if you want to message us, like I said, message questions, topics, or just feedback. Tell us we're doing awesome, or tell us, well, maybe you should do this. You know,
because there'll be things that we can improve on later.
Yeah, well, we can take it for the most part. Just don't tell us to quit. That's the only thing we won't accept. We don't accept quitting. We just accept improvements. You know, which we're fine with.
That's a good motto.
Yeah, we don't accept quitting. Like I said, we'll accept improvements. So, anything else, real quick, if you want to, not a whole topic, but just say anything.
PlayStation Now is up officially now. It's out of beta form, so people just go try out the 7-day trial.
That, and go buy the Rockman DLC. Get harmonics. Show
even if you don't own the game, buy. Buy.
It's just It's just a $2 donation for each song you buy.
That's basically what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I have Rock Band Blitz. I don't know if tapping 2 buttons is really going to be that fun, but I mean, do what you can.
Do what you can.
I mean, it's going to be on PlayStation and Xbox. Even on an Xbox, people buy it also.
Oh yeah, just pick that DLC up. So, all right. So yep, this is the end of the first episode of the PSBS, the Place and Bull session. So yeah, this is Bayou Boys signing off, telling you guys to have a good week.
Alrighty, everybody have a good week.
Goes here. Good week, and all right, signing off, and hit the button.